Batman, the Long Halloween podcast, right here on Paprika, man. We're talking about the New Year's Eve issue 4 of Batman, the Long Halloween. This is, of course, Paprika Podcast. We're breaking down issue by issue by issue, all 13 issues of the Long Halloween on the month that coincides with the Holiday Killer. I failed to point out, because we're recording, here's a little peek behind the curtain. We're doing Christmas and New Year's back-to-back because Christmas and New Year's are back-to-back holidays.
We ain't got time for that.
They ain't got time for that. Dave, Ninja Dave, our fourth member, could not be with us due to scheduling issues. The Holiday Killer did not get him. He narrowly escaped, but he's recovering in the same hospital that Gilda recovered in.
We'll see him in 2 months.
We'll see him in 2 months.
With a lot of questions.
Somebody as a human shield.
Somebody tried to blow up Jamon's place. Jamon used Dave as a human shield. But it's okay, though. Jamon bought him a new house.
Yes.
Off Independence these days. All right, then. So we'll be seeing Dave back for the Valentine's Day episode next time around. But this is our New Year's Eve, which is probably going to drop actually on New Year's Day. So, yeah, the Joker still fucking running wild in this bit of business. Let me get to my summary here. Somebody vamp for me while I get to this.
It works pretty well that it's that these two issues and these two episodes of the podcast are so kind of in rapid succession because they function very well together because it's one Joker story from beginning to end.
Very well done, sir.
Once again, starts off with that shit-eating grin.
It really, the most shit-eatingest of the grins. It's New Year's Eve. Joker has murdered a ground crew and taken off in a crop duster. Batman learns of this second too late to stop the takeoff. Apparently, Joker plans on using the Joker gas to slaughter the crowd that'll be gathered in Gotham Square because these citizens are idiots out on a holiday. Yeah. The idea is that there'll be a good chance the holiday will be in the crowd, and with him dead, Joker will be the number one homicidal maniac in Gotham again. Batman autopilots the Batmobile under the plane, climbs on top, and fires one of his grappling hooks at the plane. Harvey Dent, meanwhile, working late at his office. As he prepares to leave, his assistant Vernon produces a document he found linking the Falcone crime family to millionaire Bruce Wayne. Adds a new plot twist up in here. New mystery. Batman's hook successfully attached to the Joker's crop duster. Joker notices the plane is flying funny and, of course, notices that Batman is out there. He pulls the plane to a steep climb. The Joker does, in an attempt to shake off Batman, but the Dark Knight manages to hang on. The gangsters of Gotham are having a New Year's Eve gala aboard a yacht. Carmine, the Roman Falcone, is talking to Salvador, the boss Maroni, and suggests that Maroni might be behind the holiday killings. Falcone runs into his sister Carla and tells her that he's looking for his son, Alberto. Alberto is seen alone by the rail of the yacht. Carla steps outside to have a cigarette, and a gloved hand is seen unscrewing one of the light bulbs behind Alberto. An untraceable handgun fires, and Alberto goes over the rail. Carla rushes towards the sound of the shot and finds the gun along with a glass of champagne and some confetti. It looks like the Holiday Killer has claimed another victim. Dent arrives home, finds his wife, and the Gordons are also waiting for him. Harvey walks straight out of the room. Jim Gordon follows him. Dent tells Gordon they need to discuss Bruce Wayne. Batman climbs back into the cockpit of the crop duster. He engages the Joker in combat as the plane approaches the clock tower. Save the clock tower. He punches out Joker and diverts the plane. He jumps to the safety of the clockwork, taking Joker with him. The plane crashes harmlessly into the water. The clock tower strikes midnight, and Batman vows to renew his quest to rid Gotham of evil in the new year.
He seems awfully optimistic about his chances on that. Like, I think he's like, it's year 2. I think this could be the year.
Yeah, right? Yeah. We're entering year 2 of following the Frank Miller Batman year 1 bit of business. And I guess, we're probably somewhere around the year 2.
Because I think Frank Miller's, because I think year 1 runs from like January to December, if I'm not mistaken. Like Frank Miller's story starts in January and ends in December.
Like his year 1 is pretty much a calendar year 1.
Yeah.
A Julian Day calendar. So this is yet another, if you listen to the Christmas episode already, I don't have my notes on me because I left and forgot them somewhere. So off the top of the head again, but Jermon, what are you thinking about this story, man? We're not quite a quarter of the way through it.
Yeah, it's been pretty good. I always like the shenanigans between, with the Joker and Batman and all that. The kind of cat and mouse game they always play. Mm-hmm. Especially with just seeing Joker in a crop duster of all things. It's wacky as hell.
Yeah. And finally, poison.
Yeah, right.
Last issue was very short on Joker gas.
I feel like that's his go-to thing, right? He's got to poison the water supply some kind of way. Like that's what he does.
You find a shtick that works, and you really
all the that's all the Batman villains things. Just poison the water.
Just
put something in the water.
I wouldn't drink shit out of the taps
God,
if I lived in Gotham. I also wouldn't be at Gotham Square on New Year's Eve either. But,
it's like Gotham is slightly better than Flint, Michigan.
Damn.
Joker's looking at Flint like,
Just,
fucked up. It's a damn
I'm
shame
not
we did to
going
that dog.
Why would I do that to those people?
Who do they have over there? Who poisoned their water supply? This is we get a little bit of a new wrinkle with the connection between Bruce Wayne and the mob, which I completely forgot about.
Yeah, well, here's a question though: do we get a wrinkle, or is that a plant? Because if you remember, Vernon, the gentleman working in Dent's office, is actually a plant from Maroni, as they discussed in the restaurant in the previous issue.
Oh, that's
and Vernon's
right.
only been working there for about a week.
Yeah,
it lines up.
Yeah, I forgot. There's a little bit of for those of you who don't remember the Christmas episode or Christmas issue, whatever you want to call it. Before somebody gets one of his henchmen gets clapped up with the Joker poison in his spaghetti, the Joker toxin. He has a conversation with Falcone? Maroni.
It's Maroni.
Maroni about planning someone in the DA's office. And someone good, and I mean real good. Plan him there in Dent's office.
They can possibly be trying to frame Bruce Wayne or
they're doing
implicate him in
something.
something.
Yeah. Did you pick up on that? Because I
did not catch that.
I read these back to back today.
Yeah.
Today, hours ago.
Well, it stands out because in the third issue they go out of their way to name the guy before. Like, let me see what it says. Got a kid named Vernon, and that's when the guy starts laughing. Toots there starts laughing, and he has his little seizure in the spaghetti, and then Vernon is mentioned by name here, and it's like, oh, okay, so this is Vernon. I think that's probably one of those little hints that Loeb dropped specifically to either throw you off or to have you follow the real trail,
right,
whatever the case may be. It's definitely there deliberately, so you recognize, oh, this guy may not be on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Also, Vernon, least mobster's name of all time.
No one's going to suspect a Vernon.
No one suspects a Vernon. Yeah, they just got a random kid from math class, and they're like, look, here's a couple of bits of money. So yeah, Vernon comes in.
You need some bits of money? Here you go, kid. Like, too young to know how like a financial system works. Bits. Here you go.
I got 9 bits of money for you. I'm worth at least 10 bits. We got Vernon in here. We're throwing a wrinkle into the whole process. So now we got Harvey Dent looking more at Bruce Wayne, I would assume, than anything else, possibly to throw the DA off the trail of any kind of mob-related activities. Jermon, what do you think about this whole New Year's on the boat, on the yacht? So we have 2 rival mob gangs in Gotham celebrating New Year's together.
But it's a yacht. So
that's a recipe for a disaster.
Yeah, that's a recipe for
somebody's going to get fucked up.
And boy, that's what happens.
These mob guys need to stop having these celebrations. Like, if there was all I know, we're like 4 months in or so.
Yeah.
If I knew that there was a holiday-themed killer out there killing mob guys at these celebrations and different stuff, I would not have any celebrations anymore.
You would also think that after there was a killing on the yacht, they would have like, all right, we're keeping the yacht out to sea until we catch this guy. He's got to be on the boat.
He's got to be somewhere on the boat.
Right?
They didn't find the body until like almost a week later.
Oh, yeah. See, I was wondering about that because those pages, there are 2 pages at the end of this issue that were not in the original version.
Oh, really?
Those last 2 pages, you could see that they're dated 10 years later. That was for a 10th anniversary trade. These 2 pages where they find the body.
I don't have those 2 pages.
Oh, see, you've got an older version of the trade.
Yeah.
My original trade does not have this. The Absolute Edition does. That's why I brought this one. But it's 06, and it's just they found the body, and the body is it's not great. Not great.
Not great. So,
Pretty stinky body.
What's happening in those? It's just been
it's like
talking
January
about
6th, and like I guess like Falcone and his people like in the corner like finally found the body out the sea or whatever.
There's police up on the ledge there
Yeah.
overlooking the bay, and the coroner is like,
because this is like January 6th they find it.
the coroner's the big line there is, "I should warn you, the seagulls." Seagulls have been eating the hell out of some Alberto.
Oh man,
Oh boy, Alberto.
Yeah,
that is not what you want. Oh man, so Alberto's fucked up.
yeah, he's all fucked up. He coming back.
Yeah, ain't no coming back from now.
Speaking of fucked up, that very first page with the Joker's head, his skull is not normal.
the cheekbones of a young Angelina Jolie.
Like, I think those cheekbones are actually hip bones. Like, I don't
and of course,
know what's
the
going
return
on
of the
here.
78 teeth here.
It's
Yeah.
like 65% teeth. It's like
I absolutely love this rendition
It's
of
great.
the Joker.
It's so good. It's so good.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about that. Who has your favorite in comics artist rendition of the Joker?
I would probably say this.
It's this
Possibly,
one.
yeah.
Is this one?
Yeah, it's
no,
definitely this one.
It's no Capullo or
I did like some of Capullo's stuff though, like in the Snyder run.
Yeah, I mean, it just... Yeah. But Capullo's Jokers... Because he had like 2 or 3 different versions of the Joker
Yeah.
that he depicted during his whole run.
because he had the,
He had the one
Joker
with the face. Yeah.
The Joker with missing face that was like stapled and gradually decayed
Yeah.
was really great, but it's kind of great in a sort of one-off way. Like if I'm thinking of like what's the most iconic Joker, it's probably going to be this, or it's going to be it might be Neil
Killing
Adams.
Joker? Oh.
I'd say it might be Neil Adams, 70s Joker, and or Bruce Timm. Those would be like my 3 top Jokers.
All right, you got any other ones that are out there?
Gosh, I'm trying to think like art wise, what like because
Have we seen the Joker in Tom King's? Oh, we have seen the Joker.
We have,
in Tom,
yeah.
but not a whole lot of.
No,
them.
he's not used him very much. I think wisely not used him very much.
I don't think we've seen him. We don't see him until after the failed wedding.
It's right before the wedding because Joker meets Selena in that church.
In the church, yeah.
And he's the one that convinces her to not go through with it.
God, I love that Joker.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think we've seen him since.
I don't think so.
Because now we're in City of Pain.
Yeah.
see, I think
Only
I
in
think,
flashback have we seen him since then.
Yeah.
I think the smarter writers know to use Joker very sparingly.
Kind of like how smart X-Men writers know they shouldn't use Wolverine too much.
right.
So what you're saying is there haven't been any smart X-Men writers in quite some time.
I think Joss Whedon was a really smart X-Men writer because he used Wolverine exactly as much as you're supposed to.
I was looking at they had a sale of Ultimate X-Men a little while back on Comixology, and I was just looking at all the covers, and I was like, Joker, or I was like, Wolverine,
Yeah.
Wolverine on the cover. Oh, Wolverine on the cover. Oh, she has Wolverine on the cover. Wolverine. Terrible. Who'd have thunk it?
They really, really rode that guy into the ground.
Yeah, I see why the character's so surly. They won't let him sleep. So yeah, it's a rough Christmas for Batman. What do you think? How do you feel about this whole Dent situation? Because he is not happy that Gordons are in his house unannounced.
He's really upset. I think he...
Is he upset at this Bruce Wayne information, or is he just said that the Gordons are just randomly in his
I
house?
think I see. It could be just that effect from the Joker just showing up at his house the previous week.
Yeah,
and
he's just
having,
still-
he just
well, it's
don't want
like a
people
week
at his,
ago.
he just don't want random people at his house.
balls still hurt.
I think he's upset. Maybe that's it. I think he's upset because he just got this news from Vernon about Wayne. He just wanted to come home and enjoy the night, and now he's got to work because it's not like they can just talk and not talk about this Wayne thing he just found out. You know, it's like, well, now we gotta keep the conversation work related.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the wives are trying to make sure it doesn't stay work related.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a nice little turn there. I love all of this with Harvey Dent in it, especially when Vernon comes in and they're both working late, and Dent says, "You working late again, Vernon? you'll never get ahead putting in all these extra hours, which is such a great line. And it's such a Harvey Dent line, especially with Harvey Dent in this. And then, of course, there's a little bit of tip-off of what's to come of Harvey Dent later on. There's two ways of looking at everything.
He does that a lot. He really lays on the two stuff.
Does he?
A lot.
Because then there's another
There's a
one where he
couple I
says,
picked
like,
up.
talks about the second something or whatever. And
And even when he talks about affording the house, the new house in the previous issue, he says he's going to have to work twice as much.
Yeah. There's I just pick up on so many little things throughout the. Good job, Loeb.
I kind of like that little.
Never would have picked up on that on the toilet.
They threw another little clue out there that Dent might be involved in might be the killer or whatever.
The wet hair?
Where he comes in that
Yeah. Why do you look like you've been swimming in the bay?
Because it's snowing outside. That makes no sense. Yeah, because that always gets me. And
It's like your hair's all wet, but he's wearing a hat when he
wearing
comes.
a hat. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Gil's just like, oh, okay. which. So we're still being pushed towards Dent, right?
Yes, definitely.
And you're still thinking it's not Dent?
It cannot be Dent. It is just
So then
too.
why the fuck is his hair wet?
He hasn't taken that hat off since he left the office.
He just perspires uncontrollably, like Pat Ewing in the fourth quarter at all times. What else is happening in this issue? What are some of your favorite panels coming out of here?
This contains my favorite 2-page spread in the whole book, and that's the Batman and Joker put the plane down now. Like that is so great. The look in his eye, Joker's eye. It's like it's like straight butthead.
And it looks like every time you see a close up of Joker, his eyes are just bloodshot as shit. Because you go back to that page one, you see the red in his eyes there.
He probably doesn't sleep much. He's insane.
He's popping blood vessels left and right in his face.
Just from that smile, he smiles too hard. His blood vessels are getting popped.
But that,
left and right.
the expressions on their face. That's like the perfect metaphor for the Batman and Joker relationship.
It's almost like a yin yang symbol too, because of the way it's kind of set up.
I feel like it was probably deliberate.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like, this is, to me, one of the most artistic panels in the entire book. Like, I just absolutely love that. It's like, if you knew nothing, if you were to show a time traveler from the 20s, like, this is Batman.
Oh, it'd be
And
completely
understand it.
unrecognizable.
Like, show the time traveler these 2 pages, and it'd be like, so they hate each other, right? You know, it's like you get Batman, you get the Joker. Just this one panel does it. You know,
I agree.
One of those perfect things.
So we get some tension building between Falcones and the Maronis here. How are you feeling about? That's kind of a little bit of a C plot to this whole thing, Jamar. What do you feel about the mob relations in this joint so far?
See, it makes me wonder what is going on with, especially with the holiday. Can it be somebody in one of the others' camps or whatever? Because that would make more sense to me, that somebody within one of the mob families is like knocking off all these guys, as opposed to, say Harvey Dent.
Yeah, See, I think Germont, and I think it's pretty natural to come to this book thinking like, we know where everybody kind of ends up after this, and we know where Gotham ends up.
Right.
So the killer, therefore, is likely someone who isn't around, or that's not around later, because we don't know about Holiday beyond this story, right?
Very good point.
So it seems like a logical sort of thing to assume that, like, okay, well, if this is a self-contained story, then maybe
Yeah, it's not going to be the Joker. Right. It's not going to be Harvey or somebody like that you are so confident on.
But I mean, it could be Harvey though. Like the way this is setting it up. If this book, and it's no secret that this book is kind of telling the downfall of Harvey Dent.
Right.
It's really interesting because it's very easy to believe and plausible that this is Harvey Dent's murdering Tusken Raiders in episode 2. Like just gradually, this gradual downfall. So I think it's pretty well done. I think the yacht thing, one thing I do want to touch on, that when the mob guys are all sitting there on the yacht, Carmine refers to Holiday as a Strunz which is Italian shorthand for shithead. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
That's what that is. Yeah.
Oh, look at Brian painting up on a
This
little bit of
shithead likes to hit members of my family. They
business.
Loeb finds clever ways to kind of
right
So
around.
even he is like, there doesn't seem to be any blood on your side of the table.
Yeah.
None of his none of his people are getting killed. So it's like,
Yeah, he's looking at Maroney hard like,
Yeah.
well, it's obviously it's not going to be somebody from my family because why? So it must be somebody from your family.
yeah.
But why are they spending New Year's together?
Hey, I really hate you. Happy New Year, you mook.
But then you get Carla coming in well, you trying to keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
So I think she's more of a
That never made sense to me.
keep your friends closer, your enemies
Yeah.
closer.
Yeah.
Well, you got to keep your enemies
Gotta
close. You
keep
keep an
your
eye
eye
on
on
them at all times, man.
about
But they're gonna.
You say?
Don't let them out the door. You got to
They're
keep them
close
in your
enough to
sight.
kill you.
Every mobster everywhere is just like, oh, he's right. 50 years we've been living by this code. It's
Hey,
like,
this
if
was
I-
a bad idea, guys.
If I knew that I had enemies that wanted to take me out, I'm not going to be like, hey, let's all get in a room together.
let's hop on this yacht. Let's all get one giant possible game of Clue going. By the end of the night.
That's silly.
Okay, so it does seem convenient that Harvey is never around anyone who can give him a good alibi.
Yeah.
When these are, well, I guess Vernon.
Well,
I don't know about that because I mean,
Vernon is tied to the mob too.
Harvey left the office.
That's
and then,
true.
And
Yeah.
then the murder happened, and then he got home.
Man. And then you get a great shot of him standing in front of that refrigerator with the light on,
Yep.
and it's backlighting Gordon for some reason, even though the refrigerator door should be blocking.
Well, it's
the light.
because the room outside is on fire. You can
Oh.
see there.
Yeah, and I don't understand why is this everything in red right here?
The room that
Oh,
Gordon
'cause
just
of
left is on fire. I think there actually might be
There's
a fire in the fireplace.
Yeah, there's a fire.
It looks like the room is ablaze, though. I gotta say.
They don't seem too concerned about it. But then you see Harvey standing in this light, and it is just such a two-faced shot.
Yeah.
He is my favorite of all the Batman villains. And then we got this whole Batman Joker business, which I feel it just kind of gives them something to do this issue.
like Dent's allegory of the fridge.
Yeah, not sure what old Hemingway was going
Have
for.
you ever stand in front of an open fridge, Jimbo,
Jimbo?
looking for something that's staring you right in the face?
No.
It's like
No, it is.
the sandwich is right there, Harvey. What did you want to talk about?
We need to talk, Jim. We need to talk about Bruce Wayne. Ooh, so it's interesting to see. Jermon, do you have any predictions of where this might be going from here? Any wild theories? Any guesses?
I'm wondering if they're going. See, that's what I'm wondering. What they're going to say Bruce Wayne's involvement is in with this. Like, is he is he funding the mob or something? Is he maybe laundering money through him or something like that? Or
Did you ever read Bruce Wayne, Fugitive or Bruce Wayne Murder?
I read a little bit of it.
bits and pieces?
Yeah, I have them both on the bookshelf and just never did get into them. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
I picked up a few of the early issues in that run, but it was just like I
think
can't
it
read
was-
this many comics.
Yeah, I think it was that.
that
first,
was like I
'cause
was junior year of college probably, and I'm like I do not have the money to.
Thick joint.
because that first part I think was like that 10-cent issue or whatever.
Yeah, the 10. I definitely have
Yeah.
several copies of the 10-cent adventure.
Okay, and then we end with Batman wholly fucked up because of that propeller with his cape all.
I like when the propeller's kind of chopping his cape up, and and there's this panel down at the bottom of that page where he's looking up at the propeller, and he's got his hand out like he's reaching for it, and he says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." At least I think that's what that says.
Yin.
It makes you wonder why he's always had that cape. It's like it's been,
It
it's
adds-
been a liability.
That's it. Watch
No
what I'll tell you, man.
capes.
No capes. That's how the
Nemode said.
Isn't this how the dollar bill gets fucked up in?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got his cape caught in the
Cape
door.
caught in the revolving. Sorry, dollar bill. You hate to see it. So you're just wondering how this new Bruce Wayne element plays out, Javon.
Yeah, that's
As if Batman doesn't have enough shit already
Yeah.
to deal with.
like I know it's not going to be the Bruce Wayne might be Batman thing.
No, they're not gonna. All right, then, cool. Brian, do you remember as you were reading this, is this where shit really starts picking up and getting interesting to you?
Yeah, because I feel like this issue finally gave you some breadcrumbs, and I feel like 2 and 3 sort of didn't so much.
Yeah, well, 1 was a setup.
You didn't have so much to work with. Now, I think in retrospect, 3 gives you a little more than you think it does. But yeah, this is the first one where it felt like we got some substantial clues.
Okay.
Whether they're really overt clues or whether they're more subtle, we definitely got some clues in this.
Yeah, going back and rereading, I was like, fucking Loeb, man. Genius.
Yeah. It was
This,
really good.
this is a well-crafted story. Well-crafted story. I don't have anything else for New Year's. Do you guys have anything?
I want to just draw attention to the panel near the end of the issue where Batman fucking clocks this guy right in front of a clock. The panel where Batman punches him in the face is visceral. And if you look closely, you can even see that Batman has caused Joker's goggles
to come off.
to drift off the front of his face. The momentum of those goggles and his head. It's just so great. Like, and he makes... Sale makes very good use of his lanky Joker there because he's like just a stick.
Yeah, he's half leaning out the plane at this point.
That's got to be a bold thing to do, to knock somebody the hell out as they're flying an airplane that you're in.
But you'll note that he did not lose any teeth.
no. Well, he had spares.
Could have stood to lose some of them.
He had spares just kind of moved up.
It's like a shark. It's like a shark's mouth. There's just always spare teeth waiting to come in, but like he never loses any, so they just keep coming in.
Yeah, and then Batman does what Batman does. I think he's very ineffectual in this issue. Just kind of in the background, hanging out.
Yeah.
Nothing that really propels the story
and he still gets to
forward.
the end, and he's like, "I solved the holiday murders.
Hey, shut up, Bruce.
The city is safe again."
Is that your Kevin Conroy Batman voice?
Right.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember if it was this issue or the previous one. Was like Joker's logic was because he was basically trying to find the holiday killer himself in his own twisted way.
Yeah.
Where he was basically said he was going to kill just keep killing people in Gotham, and eventually one of them was going to be
or he moved out of town.
one of them was going to be the holiday killer.
Horrible, horrible, most ill logic I've
The
ever
odds
heard
are
of.
pretty good, but he did use he used the same logic that Two-Face used in Batman Forever when he tried to blow up that whole circus. But I think because he was like, "Hey, maybe one of you pasty-faced twits is Batman," right? But I think Joker's logic is a little more sound here because there's absolutely no guarantee Bruce Wayne is going to be at a goddamn circus.
Correct. Correct. Okay, yeah, that's all I got. New Year's, man. Let's do a little bit of chit-chatting about New Year's. What, I guess at the time I listen to this, New Year's will have just passed. Everybody's laying on their couches, recovering, if you were of that ilk, sitting in these streets. Jamon, what do you have planned for the New Year? How are you bringing it in?
I'm not sure yet. I have no plans for New Year's, to be honest.
Yeah.
I remember last year was pretty fun, wasn't it? We went to
Thursday,
Nomad.
Yeah. I mean, that's where you will find me this New Year.
Buddy of mine was in town from California.
He came in.
Yeah, got to kick it with him a little bit. That was literally like because we had talked to each other online like through a few Facebook groups and stuff like that. That was literally the first time we'd actually met in person.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you traditionally do? What is your traditional New Year?
I don't. There's really nothing traditional per se. I remember a lot of years when we've been at home with the family and stuff like that, and I remember back in the day that was the one time a year my mom would actually let me drink champagne.
Oh yeah, she'd be like, "Hey, you got a little Jackson?
Go get you a little something."
Just sit. All right then.
It was always, but then it always seems like there was something different each year. Trying to get into something with somebody. I vividly remember, I think it was 99, 2000 going into, that year where everybody had that Y2K panic.
Oh, good old Y2K.
Yeah.
If only we had the same problems now that we had back then.
Right.
Yeah, I was at
the world was a simple place.
Went to a club with some buddies of mine in Virginia Beach, and we're just hanging out, partying, and all this stuff. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, they had us all panicked up and everything. It's like, man, when this clock strikes midnight, all hell's gonna break loose. It's gonna be anarchy in the streets and stuff.
As soon as it struck 12, the purge just started immediately.
Yeah, but then,
AKs coming out of pockets.
Yeah, it was like, the clock struck midnight, nothing happened. We started going back to listen listening to Prince again and just having a good time. Because that was, of course, the year 1999 was like big.
Huge. Brian, what do you usually get into? What are your plans for this New Year's?
Well, I don't really have a lot of I don't have any regular things I do. It's like every year it's just like, okay, well, I guess we're going to doing this year. And some of them have been low key. Some of them have been sort of higher production. This year, I'm told we're not allowed to do anything because we're going to be doing intensive potty training next week. Not for me, for my son.
Okay.
So we're going to, at the stroke of midnight, strip him down so he's completely stark naked. And we're not going to clothe him again until he learns how to use a toilet.
Jesus, sounds like Guantanamo shit.
And this is the first time I've said it out loud, which is why I laugh, because I'm like, this sounds really fucking terrible.
That is one
So
way
I'm going
of
to need
doing
some tarps.
This
We'll lay down some tarps. This Absolute Edition may be
a little soggy next time.
not, yeah.
This
This is
episode-
a bottom shelfer right here.
This episode is what they were going to call evidence at some point.
Be like 23 years. Hey, in the year Paprika in the year 2040 something, and Miles is the one running the show. Yeah, I remember back when my dad just stripped me stark naked one time when I was a kid.
The prosecution calls Jermon Jackson.
I'll turn snitch for some cakes.
But
So what have you done in the past?
So,
Anything great?
I've had a few really, really memorable New Year's. Most of them involved being abroad, but my favorite was probably 2013 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
We were in London and we watched the fireworks display in London from Westminster Bridge.
Nice.
And this is a weird thing. The fireworks were advertised as being flavored, not scented. Flavored.
Oh, I love a good
Interesting.
chocolate firework.
And I was like, ash flavored? Like, how does this even work?
Was
Like, I'm
this
just going to.
sponsored by Baskin Robbins, or
So we're watching that, but unfortunately, it was a little rainy that night. It wasn't great, and we were upwind from it, so we didn't actually get to taste. Probably good. I mean, the cancerous fireworks that they filled the sky with. But so we're out there on the bridge. It's mostly just standing room only, and we're just kind of waiting for a few hours for the fireworks. And there are these people next to us. That it's this group of people from I think they were from Brazil or Argentina or something, and they just start singing "Colors of the Wind" from Mulan.
Yeah.
Or no, Pocahontas,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. From Pocahontas, and we kind of joined in with them, and all of a sudden there was this big communal thing, and we hung out with
everyone
them for
just
the
all
rest of the
happened
night.
to know the words of the
yeah,
song?
we all sang the entirety of Colors of the Wind, and then they had a couple bottles of liquor that we all passed around at the end of the night, champagne bottle we all passed around at midnight, and watched the fireworks from the London Eye, the big Ferris wheel. It was such a terrific experience. It was a really, really memorable New Year's.
that's pretty good.
I will also say Vienna, Austria knows how to do New Year's too.
They do it right.
Yeah, that was a good one. So
I remember 11 going into 12. We which thankfully we were gonna go to. I was in Korea. We were gonna go to Gangnam. Thankfully, I got out of the country before Gangnam Style hits. I got out. I escaped 6 months prior. I think 'cause I feel like that was a
nobody got out afterwards.
no. I remember that. I still hear the howls and anguished souls. That were
I had
lost.
so one of the kids I worked with in Vienna was a Korean kid who
Yeah.
wrote an entire paper one time about how Psy does not represent all of them. Jeez,
Well, then who the
it had gotten
fuck
that bad,
does?
and it was 2012, 2013. This was quick.
Right,
it was
yeah.
right after it blew
right
up.
when that song dropped, he's like, "No, fuck
He's
this!"
just like,
right
we're
in the
so
paper.
ashamed.
Well, we spent it in Hongdae, which is not too far away. I think we were supposed to do Gangnam. The plan was to pregame in Hongdae, go to Gangnam, but then it got timed out. We need to hit the bricks. We're gonna hit the bricks, and then we couldn't find a cab. We were like, fuck it, let's just stay here in Hongdae. And then when the clock struck 12, it became a giant game between all of us there. How many random Korean men could you hug? In a 30-minute time frame.
It's amazing.
And we were all in a very small club. So it was the same dudes getting hugged by Americans over and over and over again. I came in second place that year.
That's pretty. That year,
came in second place.
Tradition.
Never could. Yeah, I think that's one of my more memorable New Year's. And then a couple of house parties and Thirsty Nomad. That was a pretty good.
That
one.
was fun.
That was a fun one. Yeah. Shit, that's it. That's all I got.
We were
That's all I got.
trying to, because I remember what was it? Because I think our mission that day we were trying to get some barbecue.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was our mission that day.
if you had found Korean, you could have gotten Korean barbecue and just.
Well, we didn't realize because
it
there
was
was
soul food.
There was that sauce man that was up the street or whatever.
Yeah,
We didn't realize
Sauceman's
they closed like hella early. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
they
man,
closed
that's
hella
not
early
good.
that day. We had our mouth all set for some Saucemans.
Yeah.
Didn't get any. And we ended up going to
Max.
that joint on Remount?
yeah.
Oh,
Max.
Max
Speed
Speed
Shop. Speed Shop. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some good stuff. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it seems to me that New Year's, like the years that I've gone to, like those a lot of places and venues are like pay a cover and get in, and I've almost never had fun at those.
Really?
They're just crowded. It's just I've not had a good time, generally speaking, at those sorts of like big sort of to-dos.
Come to Thirsty Nomad. We'd never get crowded.
There was one year. There's one year we went to Whiskey River in Epicenter.
Yeah.
And if you got there early enough, there wasn't like an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I got there for that, and there was like nobody there yet. But that place was like no room to move by midnight.
Oh yeah.
And I was like,
we ended
but
that.
at least,
the crawl.
Yeah, the bar call. Yeah,
I was
it
like,
was fucking packed.
but at least I got there for the buffet.
Yeah, good man. So wait a minute, how far in advance is that? I feel like you were there for like 6 hours just hanging out eating until the
It was seriously like 6. It was probably like 6 or 7. If you got there by like I want to say like maybe 7:30 or 8, there was a buffet.
Now, New Year's Day. How do you go all in on New Year's Eve where you just like lay down on the couch on New Year's Day recovering?
No,
Or
no. I can't do that. And I've honestly never really been able to do that. There have been a couple New Year's where I've really gone heavy, but it was like one year I was in Barcelona, and it was like, well, we're really doing this. And it was like we went all, because in Barcelona they don't go out until after midnight.
What?
Like you're at home with everybody. At the stroke of midnight, the bell starts ringing. You're supposed to peel grapes and eat the grapes without the peels on them, one for every ding of the bell.
Okay.
And you drink cava, their champagne, and then you go out. And so it's like 1 a.m, and all of a sudden everybody's leaving their house to go out. And we were at a club until probably 5:30 a.m. and then ate like some like
More grapes?
Euros, and then came back and crashed after that.
Okay.
That was an outlier, but it was like, hey, like YOLO. I'm only gonna be here once, right?
So you don't drink at all.
No.
This is well established on the Paprika Network. So do you just sit back and observe the fools out there getting shitty?
Pretty much. I found, in later years, I've found that I have a tolerance for about 30 to 45 minutes of drunk, obnoxious people.
After that, it just gets
once they get all over you, it's like, oh, okay, that's enough. That's okay, come on. Just leave me alone. Leave me alone. So,
All right, then what do you usually end up doing on? Do you have to work New Year's Day?
It depends on where I've worked, but most of the time, like I know as of late, we've been off New Year's Day, so I can kind of go out. Actually, when we were at Nomad, that was probably the first time I had a drink in like felt like a year almost.
Really? I didn't even realize you had a drink because I was drinking.
Because I had one of those. Because I got one of those.
Jermon's like, hey, check it out, I'm drinking. I don't give a shit.
Because I had one of those hard ciders, and then we had a little champagne when we toasted or whatever.
Yes, I do remember that.
I will tell you that if you're here in Charlotte, Free Range does this thing on New Year's, where they New Year's Day they have all of these different area restaurants that bring in a soup, and they do a free soup day. So it's like you come in there and you can have all the soup you want. So usually there's somebody there with free donuts. I mean, it's like well worth going to.
Oh, nice.
This is like maybe the third or fourth year this year.
Are you guys going to do that?
no, I'm going to be...
Miles hasn't peed in 3 days.
Because that's what started the conversation. I was like, well, I can't wait for soup day. And Jacket's like, we're not going to soup day. And I'm like, what are you talking about? We're not going to soup day.
It's soup day.
She's like, well, we got to body train Miles. I was like, well, that sounds like you're not going to soup day.
You just can't ignore the traditions of soup day.
Right.
It's soup day.
No soup for me.
No soup for Brian.
Oh, man. You got soup Nazi.
Soup Nazi by your wife. You hate to see it. You hate
Ain't
to
right.
see it. Well, I'll tell you this right now. Me and Jamal, we're going to free range.
Soup.
Put it down on your schedule,
Yes,
sir.
soup.
We're going to be souped out.
It's good
Souped
stuff.
Up.
I don't give a fuck with soup like that.
Baptized in soup. Where's that Italian wedding? Give me some of that tomato Florentine. I gotta have it.
He rises up out of it.
Oh, thank the maker.
You're like Tom Hardy in the lobster tank, man.
Oh, Jesus.
Goodness.
Well, I think that's a good place to end it, man. We're going to make this a short episode. For all y'all out there, if you listen to this the day it goes up, because what else are you doing on New Year's Eve? Unless you're meeting after work. Take it easy. Be safe out there. Don't drink and drive. Use your Lyfts. Use your Ubers. Call your sober friends. Call your pastors and your preachers. Whatever it takes to make sure you're not out there on the roads over the alcohol level of 0.08.
Keep in mind the courts will probably not be open that day, so
The what won't?
the courts. So if you get locked, you do something to get locked up.
You'll be there for
you'll
a
be
second.
there for a minute.
You'll be there for a second. Yeah. You're gonna miss soup day.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, now. We need
Don't
to
do it.
organize Paprika soup day. It's
Soup will
happening.
help sober you up.
I do believe we'll probably have a running thread up on Paprika, much like we do the Saturday night thread that you see up there. We'll have a running thread. So you can post your pictures of you out there in all the various time zones, since we have listeners all throughout the world, eating, drinking, and being married. So make sure you post your good New Year's pictures up there. Find the thread is probably up.
Get a bonus raffle entry if it's coming from the backseat of a police car.
Yes, you get a bonus raffle entry.
Selfie from the backseat of a police car.
Is that, or if it's you eating soup? There you go. Send us all your soup pictures. That's going to do it for us here at Paprika. I do believe, you know what? Actually, I think I'm putting this up midnight, right at the stroke of midnight of Eve going in today is when this will hit air. So most of you will probably be listening to this on New Year's Day. Hopefully you had a good, safe day out there. Hopefully you are not in jail. If you are, how are you listening to this?
It was their one call. Put on the podcast.
Put on the podcast.
Just take the phone and put it up to the phone to the receiver. Just hit the play.
Play, put it to the receiver.
No, Ma.
I can bail you out, Fuck all that.
I want to hear Paprika.
So this is the first show you hear of the year of the new year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for bringing in 2020 with Paprika.
If it's the second show you listen to in the new year, thank goodness you came here after listening to that 3-hour Test Your Might. I'm assuming that one would have been something you've listened to in the last few days.
Yes, that's up on Christmas Day. So you will see how that bit of business turns out. Season 2 of Test Your Might will be up for all you regular commoner Paprikas here in a little bit. Start out your new year right. Don't make any dumb decisions. We'll be back with Ninja Dave back in the mix next month for Valentine's Day. Ooh. So yeah, get your stories ready for that, fellas. We will see you next time and have a good one.
Nothing but tears.